Morning, this is Brian. Today is Thursday, May 9th, 2024, and I'm back in Tierrasanta in San Diego. So, I'm in this one little open space area. I don't even know the name of it, but I want to explore this little canyon area and see what kind of cool stuff I can find today. Ooh, already off to the bat, I'm already finding some kind of Mariposa lilies. I'm going to have to do a little research to see what species of Mariposa lilies we have here. But right on the edge of this mesa, to get here, what I did is off the 52, I went south on Santo Road, and from Santo Road I turned right onto El Comal, and then I turned onto La Morada and followed it all the way to the end. I'm trying to see if I can get down to the canyon. It looks like it's going to be very overgrown over here. I was wondering if this was going to be the case. But I know there's supposed to be a use trail that leads down into the canyon. So I'm going to see if this will work out. It's a very overgrown use trail here. That could potentially lead down into the canyon, so I can do a little exploration. Here we are, top of this beautiful mesa, and some breathtaking coastal sage scrub. Lots of great stuff going on here. The white sage is starting to bloom. Just starting to. Very nice. Very nice. Of course, the black sage is still well into its blooming period right now. Actually, we've got a nice chunk of that coming up ahead here on the pathway here. So I'm trying to see if I can follow this down into the canyon. See if I can explore down there. There we go. Now we're entering the black sage now. So far this trail's pretty followable, this little pathway. Just wanted to get some exploration. Been wanting to go back to the mountains, but with work draining the living juice out of me, it's been really a struggle for me to get out and go early and do my mountain hikes. But yeah, this is a beautiful canyon here. Wow, this is gorgeous. This is really cool. There's a lot more of that purple Mariposa lily here too. So I'm pretty sure I have my field guide with me. So I'm gonna have to dive in and take a look and see what species of Calocortus, which is the genus name for the Mariposa lilies. See what kind of species we have here. It's kind of a faint purple color. That's a nice little rugged spot. Trying to see if the trail continues or if this is going to turn into a bushwhack. Yeah, that little faint trail looks like it kind of fades out. So I was looking on Google Earth imagery and it looked like there was a use trail that went down down into the canyon. It might be so overgrown now, probably from lack of use. I'm just going to follow it as far as I can. I'm going to try not to disturb too much of this coastal sage scrub habitat. Okay, looks like the use trail continues over here. Comes a helicopter. Oh gosh, that sage, the aromas of that sage are just so prevalent right now. This is absolutely stunning over here. Look at this. My goal is to try to get down into that wash if I can. I get down on that wash, it'd be more of a followable pathway. If I can get down to the wash, that'd be great. Don't know how it's going to work out, but it might be possible. Like I said, I'm not trying to blaze new trails. Just want to follow the ones that are already established. I love cross-country travel, but I also try to be minimally impactful. Ooh, okay. Ooh, we got some bushroot here. Coastal spice bush. Haven't seen this in a while. This is Neoridium dumosum. So we got coastal spice bush or bushroot over here. Wow, that is lit. I actually haven't come across this plant in a while. It's pretty neat to see it. There's actually a nice little population over here. Yeah, they already got the little berries developing on them. This plant is a relative of citrus. This is a relative of the citrus plants. The oranges and stuff like that you grow in your yard for fruit. Wow, this is pretty cool. Look at a nice little population of Neoridium dumosum over here. I haven't really come across that one lately. Small population here. I see a couple more here and there. Working my way down in this canyon. I'm not seeing a really good path. Like I said, I'm not trying to do really any severe bushwhack, but I would like to get down into that wash if I could. Just want to see what kind of treasures we have down here. Wow, this is beautiful here. This is really nice. Nice little spot here. I saw something with red flowers over here. Might be some type of a catchfly plant or a silene. Yeah. Can't see it too well from here, but this is pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to be careful here. I'm trying to blaze a bunch of new trails. Do see, looks like some scrub oak over there. Yeah, that's a beautiful wash too. Do see a lot of poison oak down there too, so that's another thing I'm trying not to get into. But I would like to get down on that wash. Might have to walk around a little bit and see if I could find a way to get down there. See if I could still catch the use trail. If I can catch the use trail down there, that'd be great. But might not be going too much further at this rate. Especially if there's going to be poison oak down there. I can see it from up here, so I already know what's up. All right, let me see if I can work out a good route to get down here without bushwhacking, and we'll see. So yeah, I'm not really seeing a really good way to get down there. Let me see if I can cut through here a little bit. Yeah, this might end up being a pretty short video. It looks like the use trail kind of gets swallowed up in the vegetation. This is really cool here. I like this. Let me see if this will work out. I'm sure. Like I said, I'm not trying to really blaze new trails. I love blazing trails, but just try to do so responsibly. Well, we're going to start blooming. We're going to start having some blooms pretty soon here on the Chuck Dudley. You can see the flower buds developing on this one already. Yeah, last year I failed to get a spotlight video on it. I'm hoping this year I can get one. Well, at least I can enjoy just this majestic little chasm here. Majestic little. Two seemingly contradictory terms, but looking at it in person, it does have that awesome canyon feeling. I love the feeling of canyons. Canyons always really always interested me. Just the topography, vegetation. I just love canyons. Yeah, it looks like it kind of peters out. It's very overgrown. So I'm not going to go really any further in this one, only because I don't want to completely thrash through the coastal sage scrub habitat. Boy, wow. And like I said, once you get down to the canyon bottom, once you get down towards the bottom, there is just tons of poison oak mixing in with the baccharis and sumac and stuff like that. So if there were a clear-cut path to get down to the wash, I probably would try it. But like I said, I'm not going to try to cut through and blaze a lot of trails here in the coastal sage scrub. Alright, so I guess what I'll do is I'll work my way back up and maybe look around and maybe see if I can look up what kind of Mariposa lilies we have here so I can have an answer for you. So I'm just going to go back the way I came. There might be a wraparound on the top of the mesa, so I'm going to look into that. But as I'm doing this, ooh, stinging lupine. It's the first one I've seen this year. Lupinus hircitissimus. Of course, March was a very dead month for me hiking-wise. Really only went out the beginning of the month, and everything was much later this year to bloom than last year. So I think I missed out on a lot of the lupines. Unless I go to the mountains. Next time I go to the mountains, I should be able to run into some of those lupines. So lupines are very spectacular blooms. All right, so I think that the trail's been overgrown, and I'm going to let nature just continue to knit across it. I'm not going to reopen it up. I'm just going to let nature take care of doing that and try to stay respectful of the coastal sage scrub habitat we have here. So this might be a pretty short video, but hopefully with the beauty seen in this area, at least I can show off how gorgeous it is. Even just the roughly 10 minutes, 10-12 minutes I've been here, I already feel really good. Wishing I could have got down to the bottom of the canyon without thrashing through the sage scrub, but just being here sometimes is good enough to get you feeling good. Here's a nice old Chalk Dudleya right here. Here's the old seed capsules from previous years. You tell this plant's been here for a while, and these are going to be the next flower buds, next inflorescences. I need to get a spotlight video on this plant this year. I really do. I better do it. No reason not to do it. So I came up that way. Did I go this way though? Let me see something. Let me go this way. Let me fork off this side. Yeah, I think I came this way. Yeah, I think I went that way. Let me see. Let me just see something really quickly before I completely abandon the adventure. If I can see a used trail going down there, I might pursue it. I don't think I came this way. I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'll leave it alone. It's very beautiful here though, not gonna lie. Like I said, I'm not gonna make my own. I'm not gonna make my own trail here in the sage scrub. Try to show some respect for a becoming rarer habitat. Don't want to be a part of the problem. I'd rather be part of the solution, to be honest with you. I love exploring, believe me. Watched enough of my videos, you know I do love to go off trail and cross country. But certain habitats are very, very endangered, and I don't want to exacerbate the destruction thereof. So after a certain point, you just think, you know what, I'm just gonna let nature do nature, and I'll just observe from the outside if I have to. But at least it's here to be observed. That's where I'm parked. That's the end of the street there. Where did it go? Listen. Yeah, see? Yeah, it's definitely not an official trail anymore. But yeah, this is definitely a very beautiful, fragrant area. Yeah, this is where I came. So, all right. See him up or more by the top of the mesa. Alright, so did end up taking a look in my field guide to see what species of Mariposa lily we have growing here. And let me see if I can get up close to one really quickly. Of course, the camera is not going to do it justice. But what we have here is splendid Mariposa lily. And this is Calocortus splendens. Again, the camera's not going to do it justice. It is kind of a pale purplish color. Very attractive flower. Kind of hard to get a really good, solid camera detail on it, unfortunately. But they are very beautiful flowers. And it's one of at least two species I've seen here in the coastal side of San Diego County. This one and the one I've come across much more often, which is Calocortus weedii variety weedii, which is Weed's Mariposa lily, which is more of a yellow, splotchy yellow flower. But yeah, we got a nice chunk of Mariposa lily growing here. Really cool. Really nice to see. So let me see if I can walk around the rim of this canyon and see if I could find some. I know it goes up towards the residential area that's on La Mirada Road. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do it without disturbing people. And of course, we got a nice little eucalyptus woodland over here. We got Eucalyptus comodulensis and Eucalyptus sideroxylon. And higher up on that side, we got Eucalyptus cladocalyx. So actually some pretty decent sized specimens too. Some pretty big ones actually. So yeah. And I'm starting to see some small scrub oaks too. Maybe there's some chaparral on that side. And some golden yarrow too. Ooh, what kind of Dudley do we got blooming over here? Is this Dudley lanceolata? Why, yes it is. Lance leaf Dudleya. Okay. Very cool. Very, very cool. And it's just starting to bloom. The buds are just opening up. They're not going to open up very far. Yeah, this is Dudley lanceolata. Haven't seen much of that recently, but we got a population of it here sprinkled on the top of this mesa before it starts merging down in towards what looks like some chaparral vegetation. So I do see some chamise right there. Since I can't get close to it without bushwhacking, not sure what variant that is. It could be the coastal variant obtusifolium, or it could be the regular variety fasciculatum. But they're getting their flower buds, so we do have a little bit of chamise here. Like I said, I just started seeing some scrubbo because I was coming back up the mesa, and we're still seeing some spice bush or bushru popping up here. And yes, beautiful, beautiful displays of golden yarrow. And this is another one of those plants you're going to find from the coastline to well up in the mountains, and I think even on the desert side of the mountains too. I don't know if it goes all the way down into the desert, and I don't think it does. But yeah, golden yarrow is going to be a plant that's going to accompany you on a lot of your journeys. If you're hiking anywhere from right basically at the shoreline to up to at least 7,000 feet in the mountains. Golden yarrow never fails to amaze. Even in drought years, this plant always seems to be lit up. So, very beautiful sight. Very beautiful sight. And of course, we got a lot of the coastal deer broom or deerweed, which is starting to, well, basically they've already started fading out and they're going into seed now. This is Acmispon glaber variety glaber. They're starting to get their small, very small seed pods. They're kind of purplish green, very tiny. You have to literally look at them from inches away to really see them. So, yeah, I might not have gotten far down to this canyon, but I think I got some pretty good footage of the area. I think I'm going to go a short distance because there's an abandoned house here, so I doubt I'm going to be disturbing too many people this way. I'm going to walk along this and see how far I can go. Looks like it's sufficiently above the houses so where my loud voice won't be too irritating. Oh yeah, look at these. Eucalyptus sideroxylon. Very beautiful. I always love these trees. I've always loved red iron bark eucalyptus. Always thought they were so cool looking. So I guess what I'll do is I'll walk along this field break here. This, or they call it defensible space. All right, now I can see what kind of chamise we have. I mean, both of them might integrate because we are getting further inland, but this one seems to be kind of intermediate, actually, between the coastal variant obtusifolium and the inland variant fasciculatum. This one seems to be intermediate. I think it leans a little more towards obtusifolium, but obtusifolium is the coastal variant of the chamise, which is found usually within a few miles of the ocean. We're a little bit further inland here in Tierrasanta. If you go towards Claremont and La Jolla, you're going to find the obtusifolium variant a lot. That would be the predominant variant there. But if we're moving further inland, if we're just west of Mission Trails Regional Park, then we start seeing some integrating or maybe some intermediate characteristics. And here we go. We've got a coastal scrub oak here. This is Quercus dumosa. So yeah, we're getting some nice chaparral here, actually. Very nice chaparral. More Neoridium dumosum, more coastal spice bush. And looks like we got San Diego sweet pea growing here too. Lathieris vestidas variety Elipheldii. These are going into seed right now. The bloom period is over. So, yeah. Cool stuff to see in this little area. Alright, so I'm going to keep exploring this area for a while. May as well. Well, maybe there'll be some more interesting finds as I walk along this field break here. Here's some non-native stuff here. This is a plant in the genus Limonium. Call it sea lavender or marsh rosemary. This is not the native. We have one native species here, which is Limonium californicum, but you're going to find that by the estuaries by the ocean in the bays. This is a non-native one here. Not sure what species this is. Our native one is a little smaller. I've only seen that one maybe once or twice by Bolsa Chica Ecological Reserve in near Huntington Beach in northwestern Orange County. I've only seen that one maybe once or twice. So, not really extremely familiar with that plant. But yeah, this is a relative of it, but it's definitely not native here. I guess going further down, I just noticed I started seeing no trespassing signs over there, so I'm not going to go any further along this. So what I'll do is I'll just start heading back the way I came so I don't end up trespassing. But start noticing some other interesting plants here on the mesa that usually come up in the later spring months. So I'm going to do a little investigation. I think this is in the genus Tierrasanta. This plant here, very small, kind of pinkish flowers. I believe it's related to the buckwheats. Let's see what kind of species we have. I don't really see these too often. Usually by now I'm usually more in the mountains, but we'll take a look-see. Yeah, so this is definitely in the genus Tierrasanta. So these little plants are here. It's gonna be very hard to get a good detail on them because they're so tiny. This is fringed spine flower. Sorry if you can't really see it that well. It's Tierrasanta fimbriata variety fimbriata. Let's see if I can find some more of it along the side here. Might actually have to go up this way a little bit more. They got these really almost star-shaped flower corollas. They're kind of a pinkish, reddish color. Here we go. Here's one right here, actually. So you're not going to get good detail on this. But yeah, this is Tierrasanta fimbriata variety fimbriata, fringed spine flower. And it is related to the buckwheats. It's in the buckwheat family, the Polygonaceae. Very small annual plant. I can see the leaf rosette's already died out because it's getting dry out here. So leaf rosette, it starts out as a leaf rosette with these rounded kind of leaves, and then these little intricate inflorescences come out. You get these pretty cool flowers. Like I said, you really got to look in there hard. But yep, Tierrasanta fimbriata variety fimbriata. Pretty cool to see that. So this deerweed here still has a lot of flowers on it. This area seems to retain moisture a little longer than on the driest mesa portions. Yeah, we notice the red ironbark eucalyptus is naturalizing over here a little bit. You can see some of these naturalized eucalyptus trees here. And do pardon the noise, because there's obviously that's the California 52 freeway right over there. Yeah, so yeah, right here, right in the middle of the chaparral. Yeah, but yeah, I was talking about before, these chamise plants seem to be kind of intermediate between the coastal and inland variants. Very nice. Very nice over here. Yeah, they're going to be blooming very soon. There's another little eucalyptus. Probably a root sprout. But yeah, back in February over by Lake Hodges, I did a Trees of San Diego episode on the red ironbark. If you want a little more information about these very beautiful ornamental trees planted here. These ones don't seem to invade as much the wildlands. These ones were planted, I could tell. But yeah, occasionally they do pop up too. Here's the cul-de-sac of La Mirada right here, La Mirada Road, or Drive, whatever. Some nice views in the canyon too. Well, I love these canyons. I don't want to think about living in suburban San Diego. There's just a lot of small canyons you can visit and explore. There's some good views up here too. I like the views up here. Very nice up here. And we're starting to get some of our summer annuals starting to pop up and starting to make their presence known. They'll be making their presence much more known by next month in July. These clustered tar weeds, about a month, these plants are going to be much larger. This looks like Deanandra fasciculata right here, clustered tar plant. And when you come to these little coastal canyons in, say, July, especially in July, you're going to see it'll be bone dry out here. Everything else will be pretty much brown, but you'll see a bunch of plants with small yellow flower heads. Well, they're small flower heads, but they're clustered, so they're very vibrant and very noticeable. And those are generally going to be your tar weeds. And in our case, Deanandra fasciculata is our usual suspect. Now, there are other species of related plants, and they're in the sunflower family, the Asteraceae, and you'll be seeing them pretty soon. So I'm hoping this year I can dive into a spotlight video and give out a little bit more information about them. I'm just going to go back down this way for a minute. Well, I'm going to have to turn around this way to get back to the car. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to really get too far down into the canyon to document a lot. But I mean, if you're in the area and you just want to stop off and just catch your breath, just don't go too far along the fuel break, or else you'll end up in private property. So just stay closer to the road, but you can get some fresh air and see some plants and just catch a minute of peace and quiet. Well, relatively speaking, but I'm not really tripping about the freeway noise. It doesn't really bother me too much. But here we go. Deanandra fasciculata, again, clustered tarweed. This one is already starting to bloom. And you're going to be seeing a lot more of this in the upcoming 2 months, especially June, July. Last July, after that incredibly awesome 2022-2023 rainy season, these things were out of control. These things were just out of control. You couldn't go anywhere on the side of a trail without seeing thousands upon thousands upon thousands of these individuals. So I'm assuming this year will probably be pretty good as well, considering that we did have a pretty good rainy season. It wasn't as intense as 2022-2023, but we did end the season here locally noticeably above normal precipitation wise. So, and it was kind of back ended, so that's why that's why things are taking longer to dry out. There's a tarantula hawk wasp. That's a big one. Wow, look at the striking red wings on this little guy. That's a tarantula hawk wasp. It's in the genus Pepsis. I know we have a few different species that pop up around here, but this one's got some very red, almost scarlet colored wings. I'm not really fluent in the different species, but that one's got some bright scarlet red wings. That one's supposed to have one of the most painful stings of any insect, so while not generally supposed to be super aggressive towards humans, they really don't want much to do with us. They're sting can be incredibly painful. So I do try to keep my distance. There's a lot of Mariposa lily over here. Wow, look at this. So yeah, just gotta keep appreciating these Mariposa lilies. Enjoying their flowers that start out looking cup-shaped when they're not fully open. Again, cup-shaped, almost fully open. Very cool. All right, well, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up pretty soon. Get a couple more pictures before I get to the trailhead. Alright, so I'm almost back. Very short walk. Look at this prickly sow thistle. This is a non-native plant here that sometimes gets established out in the wild, especially in disturbed areas like this. Suncus asper, prickly sow thistle. That's one that's got really sharp-tipped leaves that can kind of hurt when you touch them. But then there's also another, also non-native related. It's another type of a sow thistle. It's called Suncus oleraceus, which is more common in irrigated gardens and can get tall like that too sometimes. Look at that. Yeah, I can see I see some scrub oak down there. Of course, I see a lot of non-native like chamois ash mixing in. And of course, yeah, again, mixture of red ironbark eucalyptus right there, Eucalyptus sideroxylon, contrasting with the much more easily naturalizing river red gum, Eucalyptus comodulensis, right there. And of course, the larger, heftier Eucalyptus cladocalyx, the sugar gums. And we do have a few Mexican fan palms down here too. You can kind of see some palm fronds hanging out over the riparian section there. We do have some palms in here too, Washingtonia robustas. For a canyon you really can't get too far into. Take some time to look around, you'll find some pretty neat stuff. So here's the end of La Morada, right here. Here's our non-native mustards, different species thereof. I believe the taller one should be the black mustard, right there. And we got some other species. I don't really know how to tell them too much apart. I don't really pay much attention to them. Here's that eucalyptus woodland here. Ooh, some large lemonade berries here too. Very handsome. Lemonade soup. Very beautiful here. Alright. Well, I think this is going to about do it for me. I'm going to start heading out. There's a little open area sign right there. This will probably be about ready to do it for me. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this little look into yet another area canyon in the really neat Tierrasanta neighborhood. I'll see you on another video. Thanks for watching.